Oh, there we go.
Now we're ready.
I don't want to be recorded. What if do I have to leave?
I assume so.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's hardcore. Got it.
All right. Well, anyway, where we left off, you guys had chased some of these scale beards, this seemingly rival kobold gang that at least Talum would know a thing or two about, and maybe Goal a little bit as well from their more recent travels. You followed them and gone sort of to their home base or whatever it may be, where apparently they have a dragon egg stored away. You slowly made your way up and through this sort of like odd mountain seemingly jutting out of nowhere here on this island, and you found the entryway, and you slit the Achilles of a couple of guards and gagged them. And then you took a very, very, very long chute downwards, and you eventually found yourself plopped on to what appeared to be a conglomeration of large, puffy mushrooms and different fungus. You see these spores hanging in the air, especially as you kind of one by one plop down. It seems to shoot these spores all throughout the chamber that you've just now entered. Everything is this sort of dark and subdued colors, but the fungus does let off some very light bit of light. You can see some greens, some reds, but it's all very subdued, and it's given this even weirder look by all the spores hanging in the air. You feel kind of weird breathing this air in since it is so clouded with all of this particulate matter. And if anyone wants to roll me a history check, you might know a little bit about a place like this.
I was thinking I might have encountered some with Callie if we ever went down underground, but I'm not sure.
I'm not positive if I know about any of this stuff, but however, my history check was 23.
Okay, you still have no idea because of the nature of your character.
I rolled a 13, just a flat 13.
13. Anybody else?
18. I'm not sure if I would know or not.
I'll say that collectively you guys are able to piece together from what Talum has said of Callie and of some of the people he used to travel with. You do recognize this area as a portion of the Underdark. You're not sure how that plays into the overall structure of this underground complex, but right now you do feel that you are inside the Underdark in some capacity.
I'm going to open up a little beaker, and I'm going to collect some of the luminescent spores and whatnot. I'm going to cork it. I'm going to sort of like shake it up, and I'm going to use my magical tinkering to cause this object to emit light for 5 feet and then dim light for 5 feet as well. I'm going to carry it around like a torch.
Okay. You see some of the spores as they like get caught on the glass, they like almost form this little film on the edges, and they've had these little like sprouts come from them and like reconnect all the other spores as they form this film, and it seems to significantly increase the light that they're putting off, and all of a sudden you feel that the area is well lit and you're comfortable moving forward.
I want to like smell the air and see if it tastes like toxic or poisonous in any way.
Go ahead and roll a nature check.
11.
11. You have wandered this portion of Berzdrin for your entire life, and you have never smelt anything quite like down here. This is very strange. You know you went a long way underground, but you're still surprised how different both the plant life and the nature of the air is compared to what you're used to on the surface.
I'm gonna dig through my bag and see if I can find like something to put over my snout to like prevent breathing in like a ton of this stuff if I can.
Okay. Let me know if you find anything that you want to put there.
I have like cooking utensils and a mess kit. You think I'd have like a cloth of any kind in there, like a
Yeah, sure.
small towel?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna find a way to just like kind of make a makeshift mask over my face.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much immediately as you tie this mask on, you start to see it start to catch these slightly bioluminescent spores. And within 30 seconds or so, there's like a coating on this thing that would have been inside of you had you not done this.
I'm gonna follow his lead, but I actually have almost like a bandana type mask. Because I've got a heavy jacket for up top, and then like a furs, and then I have a lighter cloak underneath that with a hood, and then I have the like almost like a ninja mask that I've fashioned, so I can kind of go incognito. So I'm just gonna pull that up and use that.
Yeah, easy enough. Similarly, it begins collecting these spores, preventing them from being ingested.
I'm going to I have alchemical supplies, so I presumably I'll have some sort of like face cloth or face covering or something, full on. Even in D&D, we're wearing our masks, I'll throw that on, and then I'll go one step further and I'll put my welding goggles on as well to keep it out of my face. And then I would like to tell them, scout out the immediate area if you can. I'll set an alarm. It's the front of the cave to see if anyone follows us in. One moment. And for the next minute, I will put a radius of an alarm. It's a 20-foot square, but I'm going to put it just right at the end of the chute. And I'm going to just sort of like tune the magical element to this small stone that I have. I'm going to pop it into my ear like it's a Bluetooth earpiece. And then if anyone crosses this line, I'll get a little ping in my head.
All right, understood. You have this ready to go. The rest of you for this minute, are you doing any more exploration or are you just kind of hanging around?
I'll probably go ahead, Will.
Oh, sorry. I'll do like exploration, but if possible, I'm gonna like stay behind other people as much as possible. Definitely not the first one to go out and explore, but I'll follow up. Just take like glances at things as I go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with you. I'll kind of like be in front of you, I guess, if you want. I've got dark vision, so it might be helpful. And then Gareth, what's your character's name right now? You're not Ilyana right now, right? You're this other character.
Dr. Siegfried.
That's right. Okay.
I'll look around, but not being able to see too far in the dark, I will wind up staying closer to Talum.
Okay. Those of you who are exploring, go ahead and roll perception checks. It will be with disadvantage if you don't have dark vision.
7.
16.
$14.
Okay. Not too bad. Making your way a little bit deeper into this cavern, you start to see some telltale signs of webbing, particularly looks to be spider silk. And looking through it more specifically, I'll say that Father T, you are just able to get a glimpse of a couple of large black spider legs crawling away. And then as it turns over under some webbing, you see to your horror that instead of the top of this creature being that of a spider, it is of an adult female drow.
Hello, madam.
You see like the spider like jerk back and like climb over towards you, and you can see like she's like a centaur, but basically half drow, half spider, and she takes like a couple of like hesitant steps towards you, and then you hear something spoken in Undercommon. Do any of you understand Undercommon?
No.
Okay. Well, it sounds something like Zastung Koshta. She like takes a couple of hesitant steps backwards, and I'll say about this point, you've completed your alarm spell, Dr. Siegfried, and you're able to join the rest of the party here, looking at a Drider.
All
Well,
right. If everything. Oh, what is that?
You see, like she like recoils from your light that you hold as you approach. Seems hesitant and nervous.
I'll put it behind my back.
What do I know of Drow? Like,
Go ahead and roll. I'll say history check again.
Can I ask if maybe Callie had ever mentioned it either, because she was a drow as well?
I would say that Callie's mentioned things about drow people, but probably not this. This is some pretty,
Yeah.
undercover stuff.
Dirty 20.
Okay, yes. So you are very familiar with drow culture. You've done some preliminary investigating of the old times when drow sort of mingled with the surface dwellers, but in this sort of cataclysmic event that happened some time ago, all the drow disappeared and went underground, and for the most part have not been seen since. There has been the odd one spotted on the surface, but usually they seem to be exiles or people specifically on a mission onto the surface. It seems like they are very secluded and happier in their home underground with the current state of affairs. As far as Driders specifically, I would say that you are familiar with the concept. It is this sort of almost like a centaur, but half spider, half usually woman drow. And it's essentially a form of ritual in worship to a long dead, long forgotten god that is called Lolth. And it is a sort of offering that they do with their bodies to become more full in her priesthood. You know that drow are actually one of the few races that maintain a certain level of religion here in these dark and very post godly days, perhaps.
Well, that is very interesting. I will attempt to communicate in Elvish, which I speak. Is this your language that is more comfortable for you? I apologize, I don't speak whatever it was before.
You see, like she's like really struggling, but she responds, "Yes, I speak some, but not good."
I'm a little bit out of practice myself. Elvish was more of a hobby for me always. But
You're like speaking perfect Elvish this whole time.
pardon me. We don't mean to intrude into your underground layers here. We're in search of a dragon's egg held by a group of kobolds. Would you happen to know anything about that?
You see, like it takes like a long while for her to just sort of process everything you're saying, and then she says, "Yes, there is this egg you speak of." And then she again just has to think. I mean, the rest of you are watching this, and this is like a minute-long conversation just to get Father T to re-explain things and walk through more slowly. It's clear that their Elvish has been morphed and changed over the years of solitude, but eventually she does say, "Oh yes, this kobold group, they are living in the old ruins."
Yes.
She seems to assume you'll know what that means.
Is that in this direction, in that direction, up, down? You can point if it's easier.
No. Map. Follow.
Does anyone have a map?
No. Follow. She gestures for you to follow her.
Oh. For those of you who don't speak Elvish, we are following this kind, gentle lady here, and she will take us to the old ruins where the kobolds and the egg are.
I speak Elvish, but I'm not letting on to that.
Okay. Yeah, it's a struggle. I mean, you're hearing his Elvish that's just perfect, and hers it's very, very rough Elvish. But she does start to go ahead of you. Do you all follow her? Welcome, Tony, by the way. We just picked up, still in that same area, which you guys found out is the Underdark. You're talking with a Drider right now, which is half
Cool.
woman, half spider.
Which half is the woman?
Top.
Damn.
I mean,
Yeah, sorry I was late. I just got off work, so.
No worries.
If Father, is she to be trusted?
Well, we'll never know if we don't follow her.
If you say so.
If anybody follows her, I will follow them, but I'm not going to lead.
I'll round out the back.
I'll follow behind her.
Okay. Easy enough to do. You start to notice a lot of other spiders around. A lot of them small, just maybe this big, some even smaller than that. But there are a few that are like nearly her size, like almost human-sized spiders that just crawl around this tangle of webbing. She seems to not even notice. I mean, she politely like steps around them and things. They seem to be politely stepping around her, and since you are with her, don't seem to be too perturbed by your presence either. Do you try to avoid destroying the webs, or are you just walking through?
I am absolutely 100% staying out of the way of the webs. I am
Same.
ducking through them.
for sure.
Okay.
I also, having some respect for drow culture, will keep out of the webs.
She like looks back at you and like seems annoyed by how long it's taking, but also happy that you are not destroying her home. And eventually she leads you to this gigantic mural that seems to have been painted perhaps by her own hands, which I have just sent in the chat. Let me know if that pulls up well for you guys.
Map.
She like looks over to you and like seems to like recognize this word, even though it's a word in common. And then she like says the same word in Elvish. Like that's gonna help.
And I would like to talk to her in deep speech. And I'll just throw out like, where are we now? And I don't know if she speaks it or not, but I'm just gonna throw that out there.
She just gives you this weird look and then looks back over to other people in your party to explain.
Hey, and then I'll speak in primordial and go, where are we now? Never mind.
She just looks around confused and then like points to the map, and she starts to outline, if you guys are looking here, all of the sort of structured aspects are an old ruin that she starts like sort of outlining with her hands. And then the darker sections are the underdark underneath, like underlaid through this section of the ruins. And then she points to the very center and says in Elvish, egg.
Oh boy, it's quite a journey. Did you paint this yourself?
Yes, with help.
With help? Are there others of you down here?
Oh, yes.
Where are they?
She like kind of takes some minor confusion or maybe offense to that and says, "Is that around?" And then she like takes a step back, like, "Oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have invited these people into my house."
No worries. We're here to cause you no harm. But I assume you can't be too fond of these kobolds in their ruins.
We have packed together.
It's always a pact. It's always a pact. That's in common.
No, she like looks at you and like just shrugs and says, "We do not bother them, and they do not bother us. There were times when they try to like really struggles for the word expand our territory, but it is past."
Well, that's good. A little cooperation goes a long way. I'll just point to the center and I'll say, that's where the egg is. That's where the egg is. So.
But But where are we?
This is a good question. I had not thought of this.
Can we see like in the distance at all, or are we like obscured? You know what I mean? Like,
You can't see. I mean, you can see like a bunch of webs everywhere. I mean, it's like
Gotcha.
you're totally surrounded by webs and things.
Okay.
Do you ask her this, Father T?
I do.
She like kind of is like, oh yeah, and then she points to the very top left of the map,
by the stairs area, or the little cave area.
the Underdark to the top left. Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I'm gonna, as this is going on, I'm gonna hold my light up to this thing. I'm gonna jot down a rough estimate of a map in my my journal here.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll say that you guys are able to replicate it, pretty much exactly.
So, which way are we going?
Maybe ask this one. I like gesture back to the drider.
Okay. Which route would you recommend if you were wanting to make a straight yet safe shot for the egg?
Mm. She like takes like a long second, then says, "Dangerous. Break pact. I cannot." But then she points to the doorway, like that leads from this Underdark section into the first of these sort of rings on the exterior, and she says, "I can take you there, but no further."
That sounds like a fair deal to me. Does that sound good to everyone else?
Yes.
Oh, I forget. I'm
This
the
one
only
does
who
not know
speaks
what
Elvish.
what she is saying.
She can take us to here, and we would just be responsible for going the rest of the way on our own.
I have what? Do you have a path we could take? Perhaps we could go into those rooms ahead of us. I don't know if they lead down far enough.
You mean where the bridge is broken there?
Yeah.
What about here? I like point to the spot where the bridge is collapsed over the lava. Perhaps you magic folk can get us across the lava. No?
It's not quite as simple as just that, unfortunately. It's a bit out of my capability at the moment.
Is mine as well.
Looks like we'll have to go over the bridge or through the lava. But that sounds rather hot.
How big is this like moat of lava? Like, is it like a thick, huge lake where people take like boats, or is it just like a moat?
Are you asking her this in Elvish?
I guess I was just asking in general. Hmm. Are we near it?
Are you asking her this in Elvish?
No. I guess I'll ask Father T. Father T, how close are we to the lava?
We are right here, and I think what Logan said is we're like the light gray section towards the top left of that little cave. The lava is over here.
I'm like looking at the map in different lights. Let's see the collapsed bridge.
Let her escort us in, and then we can decide from there.
She just like looks confused at your party.
I can't tell her that. You need to.
We would very much appreciate your offer if you would take us to this first ring at least, and we can handle things from there.
Your friend, the Catman, is he the one that caught Telum?
Do I hear my name?
Yeah, you hear like
I like
Caleb again.
turn and like my ears have been back, and every time a spider crawls, I'm kind of like just freaked out like a cat would be. But as soon as she says that, my ears kind of like go up, and I'm looking right at her.
Interestingly, yes, she is the one that they call Talum. Why is that of any relevance to this?
No. And she's like skitters over towards you, Talum, and like looks you up and down, and then just gives you a hug out of the blue.
I think I'm gonna be shocked at first, but then maybe like hug her back.
And then she like looks like embarrassed and looks over to Father T and says, is this man? He saved my friend's life.
Oh, you shaved her friend's life, apparently.
Ask this one. What is her friend's name?
What is your friend's name? What do they call her?
And then Talum, you hear clearly Callie as the response.
Callie.
Does she live? She's still alive.
She seems like gather like what you're asking, and says in Elvish to Father T, she is still alive thanks to him.
Thanks to you, she is still alive.
Where is she here now?
Where is she here now?
She is being punished for her mistakes.
It seems she is being punished for her mistakes.
Ask her what she means by this.
What do you mean by that?
Perhaps I've said too much. I will let you to their place. And she starts like skittering away.
No. Where is she going? You ask her now. I'm gonna like follow after her and like kind of shout like, wait.
Where are you going? I must ask
please.
you now.
The doorway, to the ruins.
Oh.
Oh, I think he meant Callie, whoever. Actually, wait, where is she going? I'm lost. I'm just a translator. I have no...
It's no problem. The Kalish is being... atonement?
She is being atoned, or committing atonement.
I look at the Drider and then look back at Father T. Father T, you must listen to me now. Callie is the last member of my tribe. I must find her.
And where would this atonement be? Is that like in the same room as the egg? Is that... Could you point to it on the map?
She like starts like looking like a little nervous.
I look at her and I can see her nervousness, and I look at her and like straight in the eyes and I say, please.
The place is not allowed for outsiders.
Is this a sacred ritual of your people?
The atonement is punishment, pain, but the place is for our kind only. You would be not accepted there.
Well, I would really like to see that. I've always had a fascination with Drow culture, so, any strings you can pull?
I'm afraid that I've told you too much already. Please, you must be going.
She says she's not giving us anything else. Maybe bribe? Do you like money?
She like looks like interested and says, no. And she like hobbles once again over to Talum and kind of like gives him another like hug and like pats him on the back, and then looks at Father T and just says, I'm sorry, there is nothing I can do.
There is apparently nothing she can do.
She looks like actually sad. Like you can tell that she's, she wants to help you.
All right. Yeah, I think Tatum's gonna look angry at first and then realize like he doesn't want to cause her. He doesn't want to get her in trouble or hurt her. So like, this is fine. Tatum will take care of himself. And I'm gonna start walking towards the direction I think she was going initially.
She'll like move past you and continue showing you the way. It's not very far until you see this grand set of double doors that you assume was probably once the entrance to this old temple ruin, whatever it was. And you see the doors are emblazoned with these two huge statues of dragons on either one. I shouldn't say statue, more like engraving. They seem to be these grand dragons, each like looking towards one another and blowing flame over the other one. And they do have like a single central like pull that you could open them, you think. But it's interesting how it is here, because it seems like this was definitely designed to be not underground. So somehow this has since sunk under the ground in this gigantic mountain, whatever it may be. And it's carved so perfectly that like only the double doors are visible to you, as if it was intended this way.
Would I have any ability to roll like a history check on dragon citadels that would have sunk into the ground?
You can roll one, sure.
17.
There are lots of stories from the time of chaos, the ending of the Third Age, where cities sunk, cities exploded, but a specific dragon citadel, either nothing survives in the records or you never found the right literature to read. But you don't think it's that out of the ordinary for like an entire citadel to shrink under the ground in this cataclysmic event that happened at the end of the Third Age. So
I'd like to look for any draconic languages here carved into these statues or the entrance or otherwise.
go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Not great. 10.
10. Just looks to be normal carvings, no language about it.
I believe we have to go in on our own accord. Right, she can take us.
You see, she's like already walking away. Like, all right, so yeah.
We shouldn't waste any more time. The kobolds outside perhaps are needing medical assistance, and the longer we are in here, the closer they are to either ratting us out or dying.
Before we go in, Tatum has something to say. I cannot ask this of you, but Tatum must find Callie. It is more important to him than the egg. Tatum will help find the egg, but he must find Callie too. If you do not want to see this through, Tatum will not blame you, but he must see it done.
Is this Kelly someone we have met before? The lady with the mask on? I believe that was her name as well, no?
No, that's just poor DMing. Don't worry about that.
It's pure happenstance, actually.
It's actually pure happenstance.
Yeah, it really is like
very common name here in Jorcost. My mistake.
To be fair, neither actually is Callie. They're both short for different names, but
gotcha.
Yeah.
Kalinas is her name.
Yes, Kellyanna, I believe, is the one we met. I was awfully confused for a moment. Never mind. Let's explore here.
Taylor, I also will be happy to accompany you. I would like to get a closer look at the inner cultural workings of the Drow. You see, they've always held a reverence through the years for their goddess love. And it is strange, because the gods have disappeared, but yet they've held on to this fate. I think this information could be useful in the right hands, but it would require closer examination of the Drow culture.
Logan, was Callie very religious? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you don't really know. I mean, you guys didn't talk that much about like religion. You were pretty focused on your day-to-day activities. Um, you may have noticed her like an odd time, say a quick prayer or something, but you never thought much of it in the time.
okay. I'm gonna like try to push this door open or something.
Okay, you have this awkward moment where you push and it's a pull door. So I hate to see that.
I like as if I push like really hard, I kind of like look at everybody like awkwardly. And...
Look, it's the ways the hinges are facing. It's a pull.
Anyway, you're able to easily pull the giant stone doors open. You find that they're about 5 feet thick, as are the walls that they sit inside of. And immediately, your eyes are drawn to a number of different frescoes and large murals painted upon the walls here. They seem to depict a number of grand battles between dragon and men. Um, there is some lettering in Draconic that I suppose you can make out, Mr. Siegfried. And it all seems to be referring to a time long ago when gods and men stood side by side to combat dragons. In particular, as you sort of walk down, you see one of each of these chromatic dragons symbolized, and it seems to describe some sort of heroic events in which these dragons were felled. Something you probably weren't exactly expecting to see here in sort of this dragon temple or whatever it may be. But it seems like this is, and the lettering sort of describes this as a momentous occasion where dragons, went astray from their purpose and were brought back by these events. And without getting too on the nose with it, this is very much illustrating the events of the falling of Murex, the fiery inferno, and his allies long ago.
I'd like to say very quietly under my breath, just Murex the Inferno. Rub that down.
Not speaking Draconic, would I be able to work that out based off of just the pictures and stuff?
Mm-hmm. It's a historically relevant event. I mean, you would know about it, even though it's like quasi-legendary at this point. Like whether it actually happened is debatable.
Yeah, I'm gonna just look around the murals and try and see if I can find a certain half orc in those pictures.
Looking through, you're able to discern certain figures that may be him, and it's not like beautifully illustrated by any stretch of the imagination.
Okay, I just I sort of rub them for good luck,
Mm-hmm.
Do you happen to know the man in the carvings?
Not personally, no. Just an admirer of some of their work.
Of their dragon killing abilities?
Well, that was only one facet of their contributions to history.
Well,
Listen for kobolds while they're having this discussion.
Okay, roll a perception check.
$15.
15. You're sort of like looking around, listening, and you swear someone's sitting up right behind you, and you turn, and it's just Goal.
Stay sharp.
You like turn around real quick, and I'm like, whoa, easy.
My tail probably like hits you like.
Yeah, I'm just walking around and kind of exploring in awe of this place. It's very fascinating to me.
Can we see the glow of magma at all?
From where you currently are, no.
Could somebody choose the direction in which we will head now? Are we attempting to make our way towards the middle or explore room to room first?
Is there a door in front of us?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go up to the door. I'm just gonna like nod at the door, and I'm gonna put my ear up to it. I don't know if it's 5 feet thick. Probably not gonna hear anything, but
Yeah, I mean, you can roll another perception check. You see that this door is much less ornamental. You know, it's an interior door. It's not the entrance to the place or anything, and it's smaller. It's just a single door. It looks pretty nondescript, but it does have some, you know, iconography and stuff that appears to depict dragons and dragon kind. What was your perception?
oh, it's a 10.
Okay, you don't hear anything.
Talon thinks if we go this way, we can at least see the middle through this room. I'm gonna start pushing the door unless anyone tells me not to. Unless it's a pull door, in which case I'll pull it. I'm gonna look at the hinges. You guys all notice that he like looks for hinges first to like see like.
I'm
Better
gonna
ask for forgiveness than permission, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll out my wrist mounted shield and then I'm like hide behind it very cowardly.
Okay. Inside, you see what appears to be 8 large stone pillars of various heights that sort of give the room an odd sense of being unfinished, as each pillar ends in a jagged outcropping of rock that has been crudely carved in the form of a dragon. You hear a dull slithering sound toward the back of the pillars, and looking over in that direction, you all see a giant snake slithering in between some of these pillars. The snake appears to be at least 20 feet long, even while partially coiled, and seems to have been painted to depict a gold dragon, some sort of false idol that's been built up by these kobolds living here. And with that, I would like you all to roll initiative.
Oh,
Snakes.
Oh,
It always
Twenty.
First time rolling initiative at level 3. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
all right.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
everyone ready for this? I don't know if anybody remembers my shitty initiative rolls for the last year. 22.
Nice.
Suck it.
I just took your shitty initiative roll with a 5, so
I got a 3,
it's
so
getting passed around. Dang, you gave it to 2 of us.
Sorry, I really wanted the good roll bad.
Well, I'm glad you got it.
Thanks, man.
Okay. So even with Goal's nice 22, it does not beat the old natural 20 coming out of his longtime friend. Talon, you are first up to bat here as you see this gigantic snake.
Is there anything else in the room?
There are these gigantic pillars with these carvings of dragons on them. But outside of that, no. I mean, looking deeper in, you can see past the pillars, there is this bridge that extends. You can see like a dull glow of magma from beyond there, but there's also 2 doors, one on either side.
Does this thing see us? I'm assuming it probably does.
It looks to, yeah, I mean, it seems to have heard the door opening. It's like uncoiling.
Okay. I am going to, does it look, so based on the map, does it look like it's behind the bottom 2 pillars there, if I were to describe its location?
Yeah, I mean, it's coiled around several of the pillars. Like, it is a very long snake.
Oh, okay.
So it's like around the bottom, like 3-ish pillars, but it's like, you know, winding and whirling as it comes up towards you.
Okay. In that case, what I'd like to do is maneuver away from its head, but towards its midsection if I can.
Okay.
Not like stomping, but just kind of quickly and quietly move. And as soon as I get within shot of its midsection, I'm just gonna A, rage, and B, attack.
Okay. So not going for the head, just somewhere in the middle of the snake.
Yeah, I don't want that thing to bite me, I don't think.
Very possibly not.
Okay. That's sweet sauce. That's an 11. Wait, I roll with advantage, right? Or do I?
Mm,
Only if I attack
if
recklessly?
you attack recklessly, you would,
Okay.
yeah.
And I need to call it before I do that, huh?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm still new at this. Okay, cool.
No
So
worries.
yeah, 11.
Okay, 11 misses.
Okay.
You just sort of clank off these painted scales on its side. It's funny though, you like peel off a bit of the gold paints and you see the green snake underneath. And you sort of take a moment as someone who has no real religious affiliations and probably no real interest in religion. You're surprised. You're like, why would anyone paint a snake? But seems important to these people for some reason.
It's food. It's weird.
Exactly. So that is your bonus action and your action. Goal. It is your turn then.
I think I'm a little confused. You're talking about an actual snake and you're talking about a painting.
Snake's
Like they're the
painted.
same.
The snake is painted.
Has like color on it, like the snake.
So
got
the
painted
actual
with gold
snake
paint.
body of the snake.
Oh.
It's painted
Sorry,
to look like a
I'm
dragon.
kind of going back to Tick Tick where he like paints shit and then it comes to life. I'm like, what?
No, it's an actual snake. It's just painted.
Got it. Okay. So how far away is it?
It's about 10, 15 feet away from you, but quickly moving your direction.
Okay. I'm considering something here. Sorry, it's been a while. I have to refresh myself.
No worries.
I got all this cool shit, but sometimes I'm like, what do I do?
Same here, man.
So
Same
I'm going to
here.
pull out one of these throwing stars and I'm going to chuck it. If you're from the Midwest, if you're from a little further north, I'm going to huck it. The sea is silent up north. And I'm just going to throw a star right at this snake's head.
Okay.
Unsuccessfully, I think. That is going to be a 11 to hit.
That is also unfortunately going to miss. The natural height of this creature a little bit too tough for that one. Anything as a bonus action there, Goal?
I don't think so.
You could always run forward and unarmed strike it if you'd like. But then you are right in front of it. So there are some, disadvantages and advantages to doing so.
Yeah. So I have some defensive stuff I can do with my bonus action in the future. If I act and do I just hold the bonus action? Or do I have to like announce what I'm going to do or?
Yeah, you can't really hold a bonus action. So you'd have to just use the bonus action, whatever it is.
Well, like one of my bonus actions is to dodge. I can use a key point and dodge.
Yes, so that increases your armor class by 4 for that turn. I think 4.
For the
Maybe 5.
round.
I'm not
But
sure.
do I announce I'm dodging before anything's coming at me? I mean,
Yes, so it's an action you can take. Anyone can take it as an action, but since you're a monk, you can take it as a bonus action as well.
That's cool.
so you're just basically making sure you stay out of the way of anything that might come your way for the rest of that round. Okay,
Right.
Cool.
I'm with you.
So
Getting on the balls of
I
your
got
feet.
you.
Right. If it does strike at you, you're like ready. Whereas I'll just be flat-footed, like.
Yep.
It actually dodge gives you both advantage on dexterity saving throws, and people have disadvantage to hit you.
Disadvantage. Okay.
Shit, I need to look at that.
Just a quick little Google search.
Damn, I didn't read any of that in my patient defense. Okay, so I have to use a key point to do flurry of blows.
Yeah, you can do a single bonus action unarmed strike with no key point, but if you want to do the unarmed strike 2 quick punches, that requires a key point. I think.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I am gonna run forward and do so I'm gonna throw the star and then run forward and I'm just gonna kick the snake right in the head. I'm gonna be frustrated that my star missed. I got a little cocky with my aiming, and I'm gonna try to kick him right in the head.
Please do.
So this is really the same kind of attack bonus that we'll get with a weapon, right? I get my proficiency and my dex.
Yes.
Actually better. So that's a dirty 20.
Yeah, that's definitely going to hit. As you miss the star, you just go up and just kick it straight in the side of its relatively large head here. Go ahead and roll your unarmed strike damage.
Which is a D4.
I believe it's still D4. It goes up with your monk level eventually, but
4 points of damage.
okay, very nice.
Nice.
All right, so that brings up Father T.
Oh, nice.
Father T. Is let's see. First of all, I would like to. I'm going to slam my staff on the ground, and as it flies open, these light, like icy blue beams come out of it. 3 of them. And I'm going to cast Bless on Talum, on Goal, and on Akon. And 3 of them are blessed. As these beams hit you, suddenly it's almost like you're seeing yourself in the future, like reacting to things. Like you're having these weird visions, this double vision. It's very strange, and it's also got this feeling of warmth in the beam of comfort, even though it's like this icy steel blue.
That's cool.
Is there any chance as a bonus action I could like try and identify what kind of snake this is or something like that?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Roll perception or nature check.
Okay. That will not succeed. That is only. I'm looking at the wrong character sheet. That is only a 9. So I assume not.
Yeah, it's a very large snake. You know that there are some snakes that grow up to be these sorts of sizes, but it's definitely not your area of expertise.
Sounds good. And then with my movement, I'm just gonna try and take as much cover as I can behind one of these pillars.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can pretty much get totally behind one. You feel better.
Keep my staff sort of reached out to the side so these beams continue to flow uninterrupted.
Very nice. Yeah, the 3 of you feel very strange but invigorated in an odd way. Meanwhile, my giant constrictor snake is going to do what it does best. As Talum is right next to its side, you feel its tail wrap around you. I am going to... Oh, actually, I rolled a hit. Even better. 19 to hit.
I think that'll get me.
Yes, sir.
I like try to roll out of the way, but then it just... Yeah, I try to roll.
That is going to be... Oh my God, I'm horrible at math today. 10 points, Jesus, of bludgeoning damage. You are also grappled.
Okay. Since I'm in rage mode, that's like half, right? Because it's like bludgeoning.
Yes, so
Okay,
you take
cool.
5 points.
Okay, very good. Lost the pencil. There it is.
All right. Which brings us to Aiken.
Hello.
Hello.
How far is its head?
Its head's about 10 feet away now.
Is it coming towards me, or like what's the lad doing?
It was coming towards you, but then it got kicked in the face. So now it seems more focused on the thing that just kicked it in the face.
Sure. As a bonus action, I'm going to use Know Thy Enemy, of course.
Okay.
However, I think I will do a different one. It's still the insight check. It is whatever the creature's challenge rating is. +8 is the pass I have to beat.
Okay.
Okay, impossible to beat. I got a 11.
And you have to beat its challenge rating +8?
Yes.
Okay. Which is 10. So you just beat it.
Cool. So I'd like to... There's an option pressure point. It says that you find a critical flaw on the creature's mean of defense. When I or my animal companion roll, its AC decreases by a total of 4, which is my wisdom modifier.
Okay, cool. I like that.
Cool.
You find a
I
chink in
would-
the armor.
I would like to shoot it there. And I would also like to have Proteus go to attempt to make a bite attack after I, shoot my arrow.
Okay.
And this chink or thing in its armor. I don't know. Sounds bad. 24 to hit with the bow.
Yeah, that'll just nick him.
That's good. Cool. Oh, damn. Roll a 1. 4 damage.
4 points. Okay. Doesn't feel like you did a whole lot to it, but at least you've located this point of weakness. Are you having Proteus attack in the same point?
Yes. Just a old
Okay.
bite attack. For him, it will be a 15.
A 15 does still hit, yeah.
Cool.
I'll take
I
1 point of
cool.
piercing damage.
Yes. So I had a question about this. So I chose an aptitude feature for like an animal companion, and it has like all this information where you can like get them upgraded every 3 levels and whatnot.
Ooh.
Should I worry about that with Proteus, or should I attempt to another animal? I mean, I would like it for it to be the dog, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm fine with that. That sounds cool.
Cool. I'll do that. All right. I don't have
Yeah, so-
anything else.
Yeah, so if his stats should change or whatever, go ahead and change them. I don't know the rules, but
Does he like having like original stat? Like, or is he like a little homebrew doggy?
yeah, I didn't have like a stat sheet for him, but yeah, you can
Cool.
probably
Okay.
get one going.
I'll just wing it.
All right, sounds good. So that was Aiken. So Dr. Siegfried back at the bottom.
I'm gonna put my magical floating dagger up, and I'm just gonna like sit it as it just like warbles in the air. I'm gonna drop down on the behind, like so outside the door, so I'm not even involved in this scenario right now. I'm gonna open up the bag of holding, and I'll go prototype CT-7652, and then out of it, my little steel defender will come out, and I'll go go defend, and I'm gonna chuck him. And he's gonna warble in through the door. So on his turn right after mine, he'll go attack the snake. However, and then I'll go, and then I'm gonna slap my dagger in, and it's gonna fly towards the snake, and I'm gonna make an attack on him. A 9.
Nope.
Yep, that's what I figured. And then I like hold it out through the doorway, and it comes back, and I snag it. And then I will sit behind the doorway, so I literally am not even in the snake's vision. Like I'm outside the room. And then my steel defender will go in and attempt to punch him. Will 40 feet get him into the in melee with the snake?
Yes.
Little spider legs walking. He got a 9.
Also, unfortunately, not able to puncture the thick hide of this creature.
However, he will also, he'll maintain his space within 5 feet of it, and will be ready to sort of distract it or try to grab it when it attacks somebody else. That is my turn. Out of sight, out of mind.
Easy enough. Taylor, it is now up to you at the top of the order. You are grappled.
Okay, I think I am going to try to attack this thing. Can I still attack it if I'm grappled?
You can.
Okay.
I believe you have disadvantage. 1 second.
Is that restrained?
I think grappling just means you can't move.
Maybe you just can't move. Let me look.
And you have plus 1d4 from Bless.
Either way, I'm going to attack recklessly.
You cannot move. Yeah, you just can't move.
I got
Okay.
grappling rules still fresh in my mind from Nugget.
I know. You guys are very good at the rules. That's why I kind of I've become apathetic because I know you guys will know the answer. So
I never do. I just hope somebody else does.
So let me ask you this, Garrick, barbarian guy. So it says you add your rage modifier, if you're like raging, right? Is that to hit as well?
That's only
No.
to damage.
Just
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. So
I
in that
believe
case,
it's
it's
+2.
16 to hit. Oh. Yep, 16 to hit.
You added the 1d4.
Oh, I didn't add the d4. That's going to be a 20 to hit.
Still hits.
Okay, cool. All right, good deal. Let's do this. Nice. It's going to do 12 points of damage. I'm just gonna lumberjack kind of down on it.
You do more in a single swing than your party did collectively in the first round, so feeling good about that.
Well, when you hit, you know,
it helps. Anything as a bonus action there, Taylor?
No. Unless I can try to determine what kind of snake this is if I've seen it before. Now that I cut it open a little bit.
Sure, roll a nature check.
All right. No, it's a 2.
Nope.
My nature. Yep.
Cole, your turn.
What was the bless? What did we get from that?
Plus 1d4 on attack rolls and saving throws.
Oh, wow. I'm going to try this agile parry, and I'm going to pull out my gem sword at the same time that I'm going to spin around and do a spinning back kick to the snake's head again.
Okay.
Looks like I might need this. Excuse me, 16.
16 does hit, yes.
Okay. Now I don't get any kind of bonus on the damage. It's just the 1d4 for unarmed, right?
1d4
and it goes
plus,
up as
I think it's plus your dex modifier still.
I get my dex.
Anybody? No? That?
I mean, yeah, if it's like an attack, right? Yeah, I think so.
I think so too.
Okay. Well, then add 3 to the last one.
Oh.
And this one is 7 as well.
Very nice.
So this feature, basically what I'm doing is I lost it. So I'm basically using my sword as a parry device, which is going to add 2 to my armor class for the duration of this round.
Okay, cool. You just have the sword at the ready, you know, hoping to block any incoming strikes from the snake. All right. So that is goal. Father T brings you up.
Yes, it is Father T's turn, and I am going to cast Sacred Flame upon the snake and
Okay.
maintain my concentration on the bless. So I believe it is a dex save.
It's a natural 20.
Oh.
That is unfortunate. In that case, no effects.
Fair enough. Anything's a bonus action there.
That's all I've got.
All right, there you go. You can't complain with that, as the giant constrictor snake is going to continue its constricting of Talum. This time, no need to roll since you are grappled as it is. That's gonna be another 10 points of bludgeoning, have to 5 for you.
Okay.
Meanwhile, it is going to go for a quick bite attack, and I think it is going to go for the one who keeps kicking it in the face. So on the goal here, that is.
I would like my steel defender to invoke disadvantage as he tries to, as a reaction, to try to like slap him away.
Okay, well, that hurts. It's still going to be a 13 to hit. Oh, Steel Defender is able to come in clutch there, save the day.
As
Does
he
a
like
little spin.
lunges, dude just like fucking grabs him by the throat and like throws him back down.
I thought it'd be something more adorable. He like does a little spin, and the snake's like, "What the hell?"
Holy shit. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so that is the giant snake's turn. It is going to continue like maneuvering its body, so where it's like slowly surrounding both Goal and the Iron Defender, and probably Proteus as well. Aiken, your turn.
Cool. I think so. I bought this bag of drugs, and I have this bag of drugs. I would like to jerry-rig it to where
Tony,
it's...
let's keep focused on the game here, okay?
My bad. I just want to hit it. I'm kidding. But no, I'd like to rig it to where like thread holds it in behind the blades of the arrow, or the tip of the arrow. End goal is I want to inject this thing with these drugs that I have to see if it has like a not a stimulating effect, but a depressant effect on it.
Okay. You're going to attempt to inject it via arrow with your sack of drugs.
You know, like
watch it be PCP and it goes
Yeah.
into a rage.
I was
you
gonna
know,
say-
like if you give a mouse a cookie books, like if you give a snake some crystal
some
meth.
drug, yeah.
do you know what these drugs are?
No.
Turns
Just
into a
drugs.
It's a
dragon.
bag of drugs. It says bag of drugs.
Bag o' drugs.
I bought
Okay.
it at the Riders Encampment. And the guy
Oh.
was like,
Right.
he's all like, "Hey man, how much you want for these?" And I was like, "A gold piece." He was like,
He was like, "Are you dumbass? All right."
I'll take 5. He said, "I'll take 5 silver." I said, "Okay."
Still ripping you off. Nice. Okay, great.
It's
It's a bag of sand, isn't it? It's just
It's probably just
Uh,
it's like CBD cigarettes. Like that's it.
Go ahead and roll a I'd say a tinkering check. Do you have tinker's tools?
I do.
Yeah, go ahead and roll with proficiency. Are you proficient with them, I assume?
Yes.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll just dexterity plus proficiency plus your d20.
20. Dirty.
Okay, yeah. You both like lace the arrow tip and like wind the bag through the arrow. You think, if it hits, you'll probably get this thing high, maybe? Maybe it'll be sick.
See.
You don't know.
We'll see. I'm not sure. Anyways, I'd like to shoot it in that spot that was deemed
Okay.
vulnerable, I guess. I believe after this round, I don't get that anymore.
Okay.
don't get to be blessed.
Yeah. What's
Add a
blessing?
D4.
Add a D4. I mean, I got it. I got a 23.
Still add that D4.
Honestly,
I cast the spell. You might as well.
I got 25. Let's go.
That rhymed. I cast the spell. You might as well
There you go. Okay.
be like
so-
on a placard. Like
yeah, you absolutely bury this arrow into this thing. Go ahead and roll damage first, and then a percentile die to see what happens with the drugs.
The damage is just 5.
Okay.
Just 5 damage.
I'm writing quotes in the back of this book. And roll percentile die to see what happens with the drugs.
Do we count rolls?
What?
Do we count floor rolls if the dice hits the floor?
No, reroll.
Okay. Well, regardless, it's gonna be something 2. The last number will be 2. 92. So I don't know if that's good or
Okay.
bad.
That's extremely good. You see the snake just starts like writhing around a bit. That's a concern, Dr. Siegfried.
Can the dog bite him?
Oh yes, and it will have advantage.
Actually, no. I don't know if I should do that if the dog would get high as well. I mean, it doesn't have an immune system or many other things. I will do it anyways.
Okay, it has advantage on the attack.
It's gonna be a catchphrase
Not 20.
randomly. Can the dog bite him?
Can a dog do it? 17.
What's a dog doing?
That's gonna hit. And this functions as an automatic critical strike, so it will do 2 points of damage.
Whoa.
Let's go. Let's go.
As the creature is effectively paralyzed by these drugs.
That's that That's that good pack.
So
Man's
that
just
brings
like-
up,
Seeing the universe right now.
that brings up Dr.
It's like it's like Midsummer. We sees the grass through sand.
Yeah, it's like that, only more like, an epileptic fit.
I'm gonna look back around. And I'll be like, I'll look at the snake, and I'm like, "What did you put in his system?"
I don't know. And I'm like getting another arrow ready.
They're not supposed to do that. And I'm gonna let the dagger fly. Little, it's gonna whistle toward him. I'm gonna try to hit him again with a dagger. God damn it! I rolled an 8.
Did you roll with advantage?
I did not. God damn it! I rolled a 9. Fuck.
Okay. Even with it sort of writhing around, it is still moving a little bit, and you're not the best shot. So
It's
you
like-
still, unfortunately,
It's like backing up and like stabbing at it, but it just like flails in the right directions. It's missing it every time.
Yep.
Flies back into my hand, and I'll have the steel defender try to swing at it too. Does he get disadvantage as well?
he gets advantage.
That's what I meant. Yeah. We got a 16, and 16 right off the bat.
Hits.
Does a little crush. It's going to be 6 points of damage.
And it also counts a critical strike. So do your damages if you're
4 and 8. That's 12 plus 2 is 14.
14 points. Very nice. So that was Dr. Siegfried's turn. Talem.
I'm gonna try to swing for the same spot I hit it in before. And just
Okay.
kind of just keep chopping away at him.
Roll with advantage.
With advantage. Okay. Good. Wow. I rolled a 2 and then a 3, so that's good. Oh yeah, I didn't add my D4, but I don't think it's gonna make a difference. Right? Wait. Let's see.
You gotta roll it.
I do have to
You
roll
got
it. Well, okay, so that'd be an 8 plus 4 plus 1, 9.
Does not hit for sure.
Okay.
So that was Talum. Bring goal back up. I think you're muted, goal.
I was muted. I am going to swing it with my gym sword,
Nice.
and then I'm going to swing back around with a spinning back fist.
Very
Both
nice.
times going for the head.
Both will be with advantage.
Natural 20 for the sword.
Okay.
So that is one-handed.
Yes, but did you add the D4?
That's just for the hit, right?
Yeah, just a hit.
Okay. I will next time. Here. Okay, fine. Let me roll it.
It could be a 24, Dan.
That's a 24.
Yeah.
Wow.
Vorpal
And
strike.
so with my
strike.
second D8 roll, I can roll a 1. So that's a total of 8 plus 3 is 11 for the sword. And then I'm just going to roll them all together here. Oh, the T is the shit. That is 19 plus 2, 21. I'm assuming that hits.
Yep.
That is a damn. I'm kicking out. This must be a weighted die D4. I'm using this one from now on. So that's
Nice.
another 7 points of damage from the spinning back fist. So it's like I have my arm straight out. And I'm just like whack, and I spin around. Boom! Hit him with the spinning back fist.
And that will be enough. How would you like to
Oh.
do this, sir?
Just with the back fist. So I want to say that when I slice him with the sword, it like severs a good portion of his head. And when I hit him again, it like doesn't disconnect, but it just like
Oh,
and like just the spine is kind of barely holding on. You can see the inside of the spinal cord, and it's just like not right. And the tail just starts doing the shit that snakes do when you kill them.
and once again, you are all sort of taken aback by just how practiced it seems like goal is it's almost automatic for him. It doesn't look like he's under any sort of strain. Doesn't look like he's like swinging hard. He's just automatic. He's like so well tuned with this sword that it's like an extension of his body right into the fist to finish it off.
I'm gonna keep
Okay,
chopping
nice.
it until it stops wriggling. Just kind of like just doing that
Okay.
till it stops.
Yeah, you do so for another 3 or 4 swings, and then eventually it stops.
So to cap that off, I'm going to hit him and like do the whole superhero thing where you leave your fist out, and then I'm going to pull my gem sword. I'm going to run it across my sleeve to wipe the blood off of it, and then I'm going to sheath it.
Perfect.
And as that's happening, I like go with the bless spell. So it's almost like you catch up to these spectral images of yourself and find yourself in like the exact same position as when you last saw them, and they seem to dissipate.
And I look over at Father T and give him a nod.
I'd like to harvest as much of the snake meat as I can carry and not have it be absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I would like to also help with that, but I'd like more of its skin. Like to harvest some of the.
Go ahead and roll a survival check, Aiken.
Okay.
Yeah, I was also thirdly going to say I was going to try to harvest any venom it may carry if it does.
I wanted to harvest venom as well, but I don't have any like containers for venom.
Let's start with Aiken's nature check here. Survival check.
22.
Okay, you think that the meat is very likely infected by whatever it is you injected it with. You don't know if that's an issue for you, but it's definitely probably got whatever it was you shot into it coursing through its bloodstream.
Yummy.
Does that change whether or not you want to collect the snake meat?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want the meat. I know Taylum wanted the meat. I personally want like 5 foot of like snake skin.
Okay. Are you telling Taylum about the poison that you've injected this thing with?
Yeah, I like cut it open, and you see that? I like just point to just the, like I'm not pointing at anything specifically. See that right there?
It's tainted.
Yep.
I want snake skin as well. I want to go to the very tip of the tail, and I'm going to take a section that's just long enough from the tail straight up in about an armband width. I want to get enough that I can tie an armband.
Cool. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna leave it to where I can soak it some salts and prep it for preservation to tie it into an armband eventually.
Okay. I'll say that skin, no problem. You guys are all pretty adept at skinning things. You're able to get as much skin as each of you want. However, that's venom. That might be a little different story. Go ahead and roll what will eventually be a survival check plus your tinkering tool. So you'll have proficiency on the survival check here.
Oh, baby. So survival is going to be plus nothing. Proficiency gives me a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Very nice. After some investigation, you find that the snake is very mildly poisonous, but you are able to extract it, and through a process of repeated like steps of filtration, and then eventually you condense it down through a little bit of boiling, you do get a concentrated solution of about 1 vial of what is some pretty basic poison. So if you were to apply this to a weapon, it would do 1d4 poison damage for the next, day or so.
Logan, I am going to go ahead and harvest that meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and write it out as drugged snake meat.
Does it
poison
have,
snake meat?
do we have
Dry
drugged snake blood?
If you want to take some blood.
I would like to, yes.
Give some enemies hep. Or what a question. Bag of drugs. Did I lose all of them in this craft, or should I just erase it? Keep some of them.
I was assuming since you did it so quickly in the midst of battle that you wouldn't have been able to like partition some of the drugs, so you would have lost all of them.
Okay, cool.
They're cheap. You can buy more.
Honestly.
So I pick up my small steel defender as he like sort of retreats into the canister that he is. I'm gonna shove him back into the bag, tighten it up, and say, "So are we venturing further into the rooms, or what is our plan here?"
What do we see, Logan?
I mean, you still see most of the room that's right around you, these large pillars. But if you take a few steps forward, you do start to see this gigantic magma river. And the squares on the map are to scale. So you can see that it's maybe 25, 30 feet across. It's pretty low down, so it's not like right at your feet as you step onto this bridge, but it is still giving off an immense amount of heat. I mean, you think that even getting within, 15 feet of this would probably cause you significant damage. You can't even imagine how bad it would be to touch it. Yeah. But just looking down at it, you see that this bridge has long ago crumbled away. But it's interesting when you look at the bridges that are still intact, you can tell that the stonework is fine. So it almost looks like this bridge was destroyed intentionally or perhaps by some sort of attack, because the other bridges don't look like they've like rotted away at all, and the stonework looks sound. You can also see, as you glance into the middle here, this long sort of elevated platform in the center on this, I guess, almost dais sort of thing, and you see on the top of it a yellow dragon egg.
How far is the uncovered spans, like the bridge that's out?
Looks to be about 25 feet of empty space.
What's normal jumping distance for somebody?
It's like 5 feet, I think. I think it's usually.
So if you run up to
believe-
10 feet, if you have a running start of 10 feet, you can jump up to your strength score in distance.
Yeah.
0. Oh,
Oh man!
wait,
And you said it's
modifier
you
or
said 25 feet or about 25 feet?
I mean, you don't have a ruler.
Your strength score or your
Strength
strength
That's
modifier?
a very good point. Thank you for. Yes, you're right. I shouldn't be doing that.
Looks like
It's
about
a shame
25.
we didn't bring the bike down here. If we had some way of floating across, it would be quite easy to nab that egg and get out.
Even with the bike, you think it would be treacherous because the bike can only go so high off the ground, and it is really hot down there.
With this, is there anything that like a grappling hook could like catch? Is it all very clean? Is there any like rubble?
Go ahead and roll just a perception check as you sort of scan for anything that might be a nice anchor point.
Exactly.
While he does that, I'd
anchor
like to scan for any kobolds, and any place that might look like some type of chamber of atonement.
I'll tell you right now, you don't see any kobolds or any chambers because everything else is closed off. You do see portions of this lava river either way. There are some parts of Underdark you can see like off in the distance, particularly to your right as you look off the bridge, but nothing clear enough to determine, anything from there.
Okay, cool.
Aiken, what was that perception?
Oh, perception? Oh, that changes it. 14.
14. Nothing stands out as like, oh, that'll be a great thing to throw a grappling hook onto. There's the egg itself, but that's pretty far away. And outside of that, it's pretty smooth stone.
I will think. I'm like pacing around, like grabbing my face, like looking all around.
How big is the dragon egg?
It's kind of hard to tell from here, but maybe this big.
Okay. I was wondering because if we were trying to carry it out of here, I didn't know if we had to dedicate a person to hold it or if I could possibly shove it into the old bag.
You think it could probably fit in the bag if you got a hold of it.
Goal. You are a very athletic man, right? Is there perhaps a way you could jump over the gap.
I've been kind of scanning and looking, and what are your thoughts if I do?
Could give you my bag of holding, and well, we could get out of here before we rustle too many feathers.
You say
What is-
bag of holding.
Is there
Yes.
room on the other side for me to run and jump back, or is it just like a pillar?
Oh no, there's plenty of room on the other side. I mean, it's like a whole platform. It's bigger than the area you're currently standing on for sure.
You
Okay.
said bag of holding, and I this bag of holding can
Uh,
hold a man.
Yes, several. Could not sustain them for very long, but yes.
Does it keep the weight of them in the bag? Like, does it affect the weight?
No, the bag is a sort of space between states of being, perhaps a demi-plane, you might call it. There's only
Sure.
enough
And
oxygen
how does this?
for about 10 minutes for survival. If there was another person in there, it would be only 5, and 3, there would be 3 minutes, and so on and so forth.
Sure. Politics.
So I'm
How
scanning
does
this.
how does this man get out of the bag?
Presumably, how I pull things out of the bag, it is to reach into the bag and think about it, or perhaps say the name out loud of the object you're looking for, and the bag knows and will sort of project them out, and you can pull them out the rest of the way.
Could you call them out of the bag? Could you request them out of the bag vocally?
That's what I do with my small defender, my prototype CT-7652.
Could you show me?
Prototype CT-7652. I'm gonna, and as soon as I call his name, I am able to reach into the bag and pull him out as this little like camera eye sort of like adjusts. Except he
Sure.
does not need to eat or sleep or breathe, so I keep him
Can
in
you
here.
can you put him back in the bag, and can he exit without you grabbing him out, or do you have to grab him out?
I shove him back in and I like look and I go, yeah, no, I think I have to call him.
Call him, but don't grab him.
CT-7652. I'm gonna look at the bag of holding item description and see if they can call by themselves here.
If we were to get someone over to the other side in a bag folding to get the egg, how would they get back from the other side, having no method of propulsion?
If you could jump one way, perhaps you could jump back.
You attach a rope to the bag of holding.
I have a rope in my hand that I pulled out of my bag for sure.
And I have a bow and arrow.
I think I can make it. I'm like studying the distance. Is there anything, if I was to miss the bridge, is there anything under the bridge like a pillar for support, or is it just like nothing all the way down to magma?
Nothing.
Okay.
Now, I will clarify for those of you not looking at the map, there are 2 intact bridges that lead to the central platform.
Yes, but that's a lot more work.
I can't see the map.
No, you're good. I'm just reminding you guys, not saying it's a bad idea, just that there are other options.
I'm gonna be like taking a knee at the edge of the lava. You are fit man, go, but you cannot make this jump. It's too great.
Tie me off with a rope. I can make it.
Yes, I believe I can.
Just catch me if I don't.
Believe what?
I'm gonna tie a knot around
him.
him.
I've measured out the distance and the relative speed and the length at which I've seen him jump prior. It should amount right if you call upon your intrinsic energy. What do you call it again?
He.
It's the one. Your belief in yourself or something. If you call upon that, I'm sure your, as all abilities, will be heightened.
I only have 50 feet of rope, so there's no way it's going to reach the pillar in the room behind us.
I have
mean, it
50 feet as well, if we somehow can knot it together safely.
Yeah, we should do that. Maybe.
Roll a survival check to see how good you are at making knots. This is a pretty important knot.
Why do we have to tie it off to something?
But we don't. I'm going to hold it, but we're tying the ropes to each other, I think. I can hold the main rope.
Okay.
You
Who's
said
making a check?
survival? Mine's a 16.
Both of you can if you want, if you're making it together, working on the knot.
18.
Okay. You think it's a pretty secure, combination of your 250 feet of rope?
But he needs to have enough slack so that when he reaches the other side, he's not going to be like, duh! Yeah.
Yes, and he also needs to have not enough slack that he hits the lava should he fall.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And a method of securing the egg, but I feel
How
like
far down does the lava look like it is?
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
That's the best roll I've had all day. 22.
About 40 feet.
Wait, how on the similar train of thought, how high is the ceiling?
The ceiling of the cavern that you're in is very high. The ceiling in the room that you're in is maybe like 30 feet. And I will say that as you glance at the ceiling in the room, if you're looking around, you do notice a glittering dragon motif that had been carved into the stonework that appears to have diamonds for eyes.
In the room that we were in?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, I'm rolling now, but I'm gonna do what I can.
You mean
Wait,
you're driving?
what are you rolling for?
Yeah,
To
terrifying.
drive home.
Okay.
Are you jumping?
No,
Yeah.
he's driving home.
Oh,
Like he
He's
means like
rolling a
we're
D20
rolling.
to-
Like
He's rolling a d6 right now to get home.
I
Okay.
hope I don't need to roll.
Traveling. I'm going to measure 30 feet of rope out as slack. And basically I'll be standing with 30 feet of slack. And then any rope behind me will be tied to the pillar, I guess. Taut. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that leaves 70 foot of rope.
Well, there's some rope
About
from
50.
yeah.
About
Okay.
50 feet, yeah. So that'll give him like 30. Yeah, it'll give him 30 feet to jump with, which will leave him 10 feet above the lava if he falls.
Still burning up though. Like
Definitely.
well, we'll be
Yeah.
able to pull him up hopefully before he dies.
So
You're going-
I'm
you're
gonna
going to fall.
step back about 20 feet, and I'm gonna go down to a knee and a foot with both my fists on the ground, and I'm just gonna concentrate.
Goal before you go. And I don't say this easily, but here's my bag of holding to put the egg in, and just be very careful, because if you were to fall, it would take me all night to make another one of these.
sure you don't want to just shoot it across.
Both of which are open to a lot of mistakes, but you all value his life, so you're probably willing to risk yourselves to save him. Thus, I will
I'm
attach
gonna
the
take
bag
the bag of holding and stash it.
It's heavy as hell, but it always stays the same weight. It's like
Mhm.
15 pounds for like a little satchel, which is like
Yeah.
nuts, but always stays the same.
Okay.
15 pounds.
Yeah.
I will say every little bit of weight that you tack on, you're getting a
No.
little more nervous about this jump.
Nah,
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna carry a 15-pound bag.
Use
on
the
a big
rope.
jump.
we use
But-
the rope and like
Y-
I'll just use my pack and put this thing in my pack.
Who
If that's
doesn't
what
love a
it,
little dungeoneering? This is
but,
fun,
but,
guys.
but if you were to fall, and you know, not even into the lava, if you were to fall over, it would crack against the wall. Are you sure you don't want it protected in the demi-plane?
We can send the bag over with the rope.
that's a lot of weight. I don't know if you have ever picked up a 15-pound dumbbell, but I wouldn't want to be making a jump while I was holding that.
I carry it around all the time.
Damn, subtle flex, Dan. I don't know if you guys ever picked up.
A 15-pound dumbbell, not a big deal.
Dan's like, I've got one right here.
That's my pre. But
How big is this egg from across the room? How does it look?
It looks to be about like 1.5 feet tall by maybe a foot wide, maybe a little bigger than that. Hard to say, but
Yeah.
Okay, you guys have fun, and I'm gonna go.
Okay,
sit
I
back in
just-
the room.
I just want
got
to
nothing to
chip
add.
in ahead of time and say this plan makes me extremely nervous. I think there are a lot safer ways we can go about this, even if we have to fight through waves of kobolds. But you know, you do you.
We don't need to bring the kobolds into this if we don't have to. If we can take this and leave,
great.
so be it.
It's a grape.
Okay, you do you.
If we choose to do this, the bag will have to go over separately. I cannot carry this. I'm gonna act like I was really surprised that it was that heavy. It's gonna have to go over elsewhere. We're gonna have to go around.
Look, if you just take the bag and you jump over now and you put it in, we can get out of here before we even alert any authorities.
Quick question once again. How far is this gap?
you're not exactly sure, but it looks to be about 25-ish feet. Goal, are you still bringing your sword and everything with you as well? I mean, there's other weight you can cut.
Drop it all.
But then you don't have a sword.
I'll take off. I'm gonna strip
your
down
clothes.
my summer gear. So yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna leave on a belt. I'm gonna strip down all of my gear,
It's the belt.
coat, everything. Well, it's not
Birthday
just
suit.
a belt. I'm not gonna be dangling in the
You
wind.
got socks on as well?
Hanging
It's gonna be
dong
hot.
helps you jump, man.
It's
Honestly.
gonna be hot down there.
Yeah, I'm pretty fleet of foot with my socks and my shoes, so I'm gonna leave those on.
Nah, just barefooting it.
Just
Naked with combat boots.
oh Jesus, I'm not stripping down to my birthday suit. I'm just getting down into not my heavy clothes and not none of my gear. And I will take the bag since I probably shedded pretty close to that amount of weight off.
I'm gonna pull. I'll pull my
Your
steel.
sword weighs way more than 15 pounds. I mean,
I'll pull my steel defender out, and we'll watch the doors to make sure nobody interrupts the process.
Yeah.
You guys, if anything, if it looks like that bag will fall under any means, you yank it back right away, and Goal too, yank him back right away.
Who has rope?
I've got the
Any
rope.
spare rope?
Oh,
Any spare rope?
that's all I got.
No. Oh, good luck. And I'm gonna make sure nothing walks in.
All right, so I'm gonna once again step back 20 feet and concentrate.
Father T,
And
perhaps he
Beef.
could use your help.
Before he goes, I'm just still muttering to myself about how bad of a plan I think this is. I'm gonna come over and I'm just gonna touch him, and as I touch him, there's almost like a vibration that comes up from the staff over through my hand onto him, and once again, it's almost like you see this spectral image of yourself making the perfect jump. And I will cast guidance, which means you get to add 1d4 at one point to one ability check. Within 1 minute.
1d4 to one ability check.
Yes, so it's like bless, except it only applies to one ability check because it's a cantrip.
A check, not an actual attribute.
A check, correct.
Okay.
so for example, when you jump this, you're gonna have to make an athletics check. Might be a good time to add a D4.
Oh, I am gonna have to make an athletics check.
Oh yeah. I mean, just because you can jump a distance doesn't mean you do jump a distance, right?
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
His answer has
Right.
changed.
even LeBron misses dunks sometimes.
You've committed. You've committed. There's no going back.
I look at Aiken and just like gesture to the rope, like with me.
I set my bow up to where the tip of it is leaning against an arrow which is stuck in the ground, so just in case I need to grab it and shoot something, I have it set up and ready.
Okay.
And then I get the rope in one hand. Pitons. With pitons, like little metal drivers.
Yep.
How big are they? Are they like little circles?
They're good size. I mean, they're for like jabbing into rocks. So I would say that they're probably this long, maybe a foot long.
Cool. So I'm gonna use the 4 that I have and use my Dungeoneer's pack and slam 4 into the ground. And I say, if he starts falling, put your feet on these.
Okay.
Goal. We could walk around if you want. You could die.
So I'm like knelt down, concentrating, and you guys are all fucking with my chi.
Don't think about don't think how hot it's going to be down there when you if you fall.
Think about how hot it's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be down
say
there.
when Father T puts his hand on me and I feel that warmth, I am going to explode up and just start hauling ass to this gap.
All right.
And when I get to the edge, I mean, I'm gonna run, and I'm going to take one last full step to where my last step is like kind of over the edge, and I'm gonna spring with that foot where it's like 45-degree angle off the edge and just jump.
And I'm assuming you are using a key point.
Yes, I am using a key point.
For what exact ability is it? Sorry, I know you're driving.
Yeah, I forgot.
It's called, I think, like Step of the Wind. Yeah, it's the same ability that lets him disengage and dodge the bonus action. It doubles his
Step of the Wind.
Lava bridge jump.
It doubles my jump distance.
don't die jump.
Okay.
I look to Taylor and I say, get ready. And I like grab it so tight.
Logan kills Dan's character while he's driving home. Okay, well,
I think Dan killed Dan's character.
You die in the game, you die in real life, Dan. So you gotta just fucking
Oh no.
you're off the road. Okay, well, that is going to be an athletics check. Dan,
Yeah, Jacob's like shaking his head. No, you can't die. Okay, athletics is strength or dexterity.
it is strength based.
Damn it. Okay.
Oh no.
You have that D4 to add if you want
athletics,
to.
Athletics is strength.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought you said
He's kind of a
dex.
dex-based guy.
I
he's
thought you
nimble.
said dex. I misheard.
He's got a good jump distance though. He's ran, he's hopping. He's got the hops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his average jump makes it.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
a bad jump.
But it has to be an average jump.
As he's running towards like past us, my eyes are gonna be tracking him, and my pupils are just gonna dilate like crazy. Like
You're
oh
in
my
love. You're
god.
in love with him. Oh yeah.
Wait, let me find some music for this.
17.
17. In one of the most badass things any of you have ever even conceived of, you see he just hauls ass at the edge of this freaking broken bridge over this lava river. You're like glancing over to the two like fully constructed, beautiful looking bridges here, and he just launches himself a full 30 feet to the end of the extended rope. You feel Taylor, and you kind of like tug forward a little bit as he like lands down on like sort of initially onto his feet and just onto one knee. He's like looks back over his shoulder, cleared it by a good 5 feet.
Oh, good 5 feet. Okay, so I'm gonna land. I'm gonna like because I kind of went, and when I launch off, I'm like, and I go over and when I land, I kind of just tuck and roll and then right back up to my feet.
Okay.
I'm gonna look down at my book shocked and I'll go, oh, his odds of survival were less than 4%. I'm glad.
Did you say that loud enough that I could hear you from where I'm
Nope.
at?
Nope. That's our little secret over on the other side.
Yeah. So I kind of turn around and look at everybody kind of off to the side, and I have this very slight grin on my face because even I am pretty fucking surprised at what I just did.
We're all like,
like let go of the rope and it falls in the lava.
So stupid.
Am I lagging?
No, you sound good to me.
So good.
Had a spike for a second.
Okay, because Garrett just froze on my picture, so I didn't know if I was lagging or what.
it was a good freeze frame. Like a,
Oh yeah, there you go.
Ah, Steven, you really got it.
Yeah. You really gotta like.
Okay, so I'm going to go over and examine this egg.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
What is he doing?
I believe Dan's words like 5 minutes ago were, I hope I don't have to roll anything. And then he had to do
Oh,
it.
I'm at home, but now I'm like sitting in the driveway in my running car because I don't want to get out.
Driveway moment. That's commitment, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God he was
That's an
here.
8.
An 8. Okay. Looks like a dragon egg. There's something about the way that it's positioned here that kind of gives you a weird feeling, but it's probably nothing.
We need to get over there. He's by himself. What if it's an ambush or a trap? How far is the rope going? Like, can he stretch all the way up there? Like, is he? Yeah.
I'm assuming you're feeding him rope.
Yeah. I suppose it could reach all the way to the egg. Just
Yeah, it should, I think
okay.
it should be
Yeah,
able to.
you're right.
So hold hands up close to it, but I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to see if there's any heat coming off of it.
Okay. No apparent heat coming off of it. Doesn't feel like much of anything, to be honest with you.
And it looks like a foot by a foot type of like a big ostrich egg or something.
Yep.
Okay.
Twice this
Well,
size.
Then I am, if I don't detect anything, then I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to pick it up from the bottom.
Okay.
Kind of.
It lifts up easy enough, and immediately you start hearing.
I was muted when I said wait.
And slowly you start hearing this dull ticking sound getting louder and quicker.
So I'm gonna like hold up the egg to one ear and put my other ear towards where I picked it up from. Is it coming from the egg or from the other side?
The egg.
It's coming from the egg.
That now, as you're holding it, doesn't feel like an egg.
What is he doing?
I'm going to put it down on the ground and step away from it.
Okay. You
That's
take a few
far.
steps back, and it starts shaking a little bit.
Something's wrong.
And all of a sudden, the ticking gets quite a bit louder. Even you on the other side can hear a ticking coming from this egg.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic
Okay.
as I just
what's the
hold
range?
my staff up to my face and look through it like I'm looking through like binoculars or something. And the range on Detect Magic is 30 feet, so I'm probably not close enough.
You are not close enough.
Can I retract my casting of Detect Magic? Or
Yes,
okay.
sure.
Uh-oh.
Makes
Lost
sense.
He died. He died in real life because
The
he
bomb
died in
went
the
off.
game.
The bomb went off.
Oh my god. Oh, he's back. So glad you didn't die. In real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess yet to both.
Put it in the bag.
Quiet.
You yelled to me to put it in the bag.
Yeah.
I like look at you, kind of surprised, and I put it in the bag. as quick as I can.
Okay, roll a dexterity check.
I would like it to be known that Proteus also has his teeth on the rope, just in case he needed help.
Perfect.
Seems like
He saws the rope,
bad idea.
rope in half.
Yeah.
What was that roll, Dan? Sorry, you're cutting out a little bit.
18. I think I need to go inside. So because I don't know what's going on, but it kicked me off, got me back on, and
Yeah, no worries. You
So,
hop inside.
I rolled 18 for that.
Got it.
All right.
I'll probably go get a snack or something.
I'm gonna slowly put Goal's coat on in remembrance of him. I actually, fun fact, I looked down at my equipment and I have Goal's coat in my inventory. I forgot he gave it to me last session. So that was one clothing item you didn't need to take off.
Nice. So just a little point of order here, Dr. Siegfried. With your bag of holding,
Yep.
Are all of the objects inside of it held in the same pocket location?
In the same demiplane? Yes. Yeah, yes, that is correct.
Okay.
However,
Good to know.
I straight up almost left my steel defender in there, and then I took him out before I gave it over. I was like, "Oh, it's probably a good idea."
Probably a good
Let's see.
idea.
I don't have
What
a
else
lot
is
in there. We got
Not
the
the
personal
city
items.
destroying bomb, right? That got taken out.
Luckily, yes, it did. However, no, it's literally nothing. I got my snake poison and my snake blood and one of the kobold's weapons that was like a pick.
Uh-huh.
And then I
You
put
don't
my
you don't have any of this anymore.
yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Well, I'm glad we didn't put one of us in there,
Yeah, that's true.
because then that would be just murder.
Logan, can I see past the center pedestal where the egg is at?
Yeah.
What's the building opposite us look like?
I mean, from where you are, you just see the front of it. I mean, it's not really a building, right? It's part of this same structure.
Yeah.
It looks very similar in stonework, very similar in iconography. It's got a couple of, painted dragons on it and things, but, nothing that strikes you as particularly relevant compared to any other room you're looking at.
Gotcha. Is all this stuff like open air into the chasm? It's not like tunnels, right? That makes sense, right? Like the bridge is like you could look up and see the ceiling, like the chasm ceiling or whatever, like way up there.
Right, but when you were in the room you were just in, that had a
Yeah. Okay.
But now you're out in the open.
Okay, so the bridges are exposed and the big pedestal in the middle is exposed, right, to the outside air. Okay.
But all the other ones
they're
are
all enclosed with seams.
enclosed. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Did you draw this map?
I did not. I stole it.
Okay, cool.
It is quite good though.
It is very nice.
I like how efficiently you can integrate it into an appropriate setting, so much to the fact that we thought you made it.
Well, it just wouldn't surprise me if Logan made it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like at all.
Yeah. Well, and I just liked it from the 2-layer aspect. I was like, oh, I'm totally gonna have top layer be, Dragon Temple, bottom layer Underdark, like a little mix and match. So
That's cool.
it's kind of a fun little, different way of going about it. But yeah, I found it on just a website. I was just looking at random maps. I think Reddit, someone posted it or something. I was like, oh, sick, taking that.
I have so many saved posts on Reddit from just here's a bunch of maps, and I'm like, I'll use these someday.
Right.
Inside.
This was definitely like one of those that happened, and I was like, oh, well, I might actually use this now.
Need to pick up Jacob. I can't believe he made that jump so easily. I was like, he's gonna have no eyebrows. At the very least, no eyebrows.
Let's show some grace.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of it he got from the D4 compared to his base roll.
Yeah.
Because 17
D4s. D4s are really coming in clutch this session.
Oh, dude, Bless is the single most broken level 1 spell in the game. I'm convinced. I mean, it changes your chance of hit like an average enemy by like a lot. It's at least +1, but it's like, oh, now you have a magical weapon, or you have an incredible magical weapon. Like if you roll a +3, +4, that's like a +4 axe that you just now have. It's insane.
Yeah. That's cool.
Love that spell.
I love I love the ranger, like the bow and arrow aspect. It's just very hard to like make it cool.
Yeah, it's
Like
hard
I
to
guess
just,
it's the same. Like with it, it's like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna shoot it with an arrow. Like
yeah,
I don't know.
makes it
I
tricky.
try to make it cooler with like the drugs and like the rope, and
Yeah,
I think the coolest play was when I shot that guy and we all dragged him. I thought that was fun.
yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it definitely takes a little bit more creativity, and you can probably find some special arrows and stuff to add a little flair to it at some point.
Ranger's my favorite.
I was thinking like what would make the bow cool is if I could like shoot allies with like healing, like an adrenaline shot or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
do a little tinkering, man.
stimulant.
Get something going.
I was thinking
Maybe.
earlier how
Yeah, something.
Maybe talk to some of your old buddies. Maybe somebody has a little
Blue
something,
man.
something.
Oh yeah. Yes.
They would be the ones who would,
Buddies.
if anyone does. Well,
Honestly, yeah. Actually, no. I need to get in touch with them.
mhm.
You guys getting any new arrows? I'm kind of stuck. And they're like, yeah, I got this robot one.
Yeah.
Robot arrow. What's that do? Robot things.
Roboting mostly.
You know the type.
I still think Dan's idea is $1 million idea. Has he told you about
What is?
have you guys used those filters in like your phones or whatever, where like it animates your face, and then when you talk, your like mouth talks and stuff, and like your
Mhm.
your facial expressions and stuff? Like, why haven't they made that for D&D characters that are like customizable? And then they could be like an overlay for your like Discord or whatever, and then like your character would appear.
Are you
as
talking?
your
Are you
character
talking
on
about
screen.
like I know what you're talking about. It's like those Discord streamers. They have like anime characters, and like it's
Yeah.
like they have
They
those.
actually have that. That's a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called
They should integrate
Um,
that for D&D though. That's a great idea.
Yeah, for sure. Because
because the Discord or the Twitch ones are crazy. Like they look.
Realistic.
It's not like a
looking.
picture
Like,
talking, but it's like they have very fluid motion. Like
it'll,
you
like,
can
move
tell
around.
when
like
they're
I was
doing it.
watching one, and like the
Motion capture.
blinking is what freaked me the fuck out. Like it was just
Yeah.
so like accurate.
it'd be really cool, I think.
Although the idea of like us as our characters in a Zoom call is both like awesome and kind of
Terrifying.
hilarious.
I
like
think it'd
I,
be fun. Yeah, it's gonna be
Scary.
fun, yeah.
I also do wonder, like, I mean, would we do it even? Like, I kind of like seeing you guys as friends, as people.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it also takes away like how I imagine your guys' character versus how you
that's
imagine mine.
true. That's a good
Yeah,
point. Yeah,
that's
some
true.
cartoony version may not live up to like what.
Yeah, it's all like,
That's a good
oh,
point,
it's
yeah.
like he is
Yeah.
blue.
I just look like a cat, like like a house cat.
I always forget that like my character has like a white like a compression sleeve. I
Yeah,
just always forget to say it. It's super cool. I like the way it
with your blue
would
skin.
look, I guess. Yeah. It's probably like disgusting. Like it's murky white. But
I don't know. I feel like you
All right, I can wing it. Point.
I feel like you of all people in the party, Aiken, probably like keep yourself clean. Like, your experience. You're like, I feel like you're like military trained almost. Like you gotta be like clean and
there's
well
no
put together.
time for showering when there is science.
honestly,
done.
yes.
Yeah. That's like me in real life, got too much science to do.
Logan, shower, bro. Shower. It's only been 15 days. American honey?
American honey.
That reminds me of Canada Dry.
What the hell you say?
Nothing?
Yeah,
Definitely
what the hell
just
did you-
Dude, I will
consider you're
fucking
nice.
drive to Springfield and hit you with this bottle.
Hey,
That tiny plastic bottle.
don't worry about the 152 miles. You can drive to Kansas City. I'll make it easy.
It'll
on
be
you.
worth it. It'll be worth it. You'll never mistake anything that Wild Turkey makes for Canada Dry again.
All right.
Maybe I will.
So, quickly,
What are you gonna do about it?
Goal, you're able to stash this, what you thought to be an egg, but apparently was some sort of trap placed here for probably the express written purpose of people like you trying to steal their egg directly into the bag of holding. That's the last you see of it.
So I'm feeling pretty stupid right now. feeling all badass for making that jump, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it was a trap. So it's in the bag, and I'm just I kind of put it in the bag, and I just set the bag down, and I'm like, I don't know what to expect.
Okay. Pretty much, I mean, immediately you stop hearing the ticking sound. Seems like the bag has some way of containing it.
Okay. All right. Well,
Did you get it? Can we go now?
Does Siegfried have his doctorate?
Yes, I am a medical doctor. Yes.
Well, doctor, I'm inclined to believe it was a trap.
Oh.
We probably just alerted this entire
Oh,
encampment.
wait, then what happened to the items in my bag?
Good question. Might have to worry about it later. I get my bow.
Gesture for Gold to like run and jump back.
Do you lengthen the rope to the appropriate length for a jump towards you? Because
Yeah.
that's going to be hard to do, because the closer he gets, the more rope you'd have to pull in.
Yeah, we should keep pulling. And
Mhm.
if we have like
As
three,
he runs and jumps, as soon as he jumps, I'm gonna start running the other
get off
running
me.
back. You know what I mean?
you like
Like a
pull
kite.
his
It's
stomach
like a
and then
like
like he
a
messes
monk
up.
kite. Yeah.
yes,
A monk kite, dude.
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to
His beard
match
is
it,
like,
but you would be able to.
Mid-sentence, he got cut
and he
out.
died. Yeah.
Yeah. Got blown up. The sack didn't
Wait,
continue.
when are you guys gonna pull him? And then he dies because you pull him. You heard the word pull and you're like,
Pull me in, pull me. Oh, 30 minutes to an hour problem.
Yo, if you guys think of anything cool related to bow and arrows, text me.
if you guys see anything cool relating to chemical engineering, hit me up. Logan, goes double for you.
Anything cool with guns?
Got your back, bro. I'm
Yeah. You guys see anything cool related to old men? You know where to find me.
I saw there was a guy the other day that stuck his pee-pee in the pool vent and was looking at kids, so he could like volunteer. I'll text you about it.
That's okay. That's not the Father T way.
He's got to stand for something.
Oh, we're fucking goofy, man.
Tony, were you just like standing there like?
I actually wasn't there that day. One of our Catholic guards got so mad about it though.
He was like,
So I
"Hey,
saw it.
that's our job." Sorry.
We need to. Okay, let's play D&D now.
Yeah,
I take
agreed.
offense to
Agreed,
that.
agreed,
All right.
agreed. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm allowed to. Well, no, I'm not. But Jolyn takes offense as well. So
Appreciate that. All right. So Gold, you have the egg stuffed into the bag. You've got the bag back now. The jump there is gonna be a little different. Yeah, you're gonna have to do sort of this tailloop running one direction while you jump the same direction. And you don't have the additional D4 this time. Are you still feeling good about this endeavor?
I'm
Maybe we could meet you down the way. Or I'm confused. What are we doing? Well, guys, what are we doing next?
So knowing that Father T is, or not Father T, but Siegfried is the one that encouraged me to jump, and now he's saying don't jump back. I'm slightly annoyed, but I don't really show it. I just kind of look at him like, is this dude serious?
Oh, also, I'm
And-
wearing your coat, by the way.
Very good.
I'm gonna gesture for him to wait. And how durable does the rope seem? Could it carry? Could we like rope climb across?
I mean, you think so? No. I mean, you know, that's less on the rope and more on you.
Where is this map at? I don't.
I sent it in the chat.
It's in the Zoom
I
chat.
don't. I don't.
He
and
joined
what
late.
and what
He joined
chat?
late, so it's not gonna pop up.
Zoom? Oh,
Zoom chat.
yeah.
It also, are you on a phone?
Yeah.
Tablet? It might work on a tablet. I don't think it will. On a
No, I can't pull it up on my tablet because when Hangouts went away, it now drops it into Google, but my Gmail won't work. It won't upgrade. to give me the option for the Gmail chat stuff.
I'll text
So-
it. I'll
Yeah,
text
send a
it to
picture
you.
on via text.
Well, I can just send it to the Discord either. I mean, the way it works, but
Oh,
Or someone
wonder-
could share the
Yeah,
screen
pop
too.
Yeah.
Was that the
here, I'll share my screen. Let me share my screen. Someone.
shit.
Garrett, can you let me share my screen?
oh shit, my bad.
No worries.
Yeah. You're the host now, congrats.
Sweet. Okay. This is the map.
Ah, nice.
Yes. Nice.
Nice.
So so the broken bridge is what I jumped over.
This is where you are. Can you see my pointer? No,
Nope.
actually, no. That sucks.
I'm confused. Was that the egg or is there another one in another place? And what do we do?
Either he comes back or we go across on the slope.
I cannot climb across this rope. It will not end well.
I believe that we will have no problem if you were to jump over again. The problem is if we are going to continue our way through the dungeon or not. Have we found what we are looking for?
I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna look at Talum, and if are you looking at me or are you talking amongst them?
Probably looking at you and listening into them, talking over my shoulder to them.
I'm gonna be like, hey, get your attention, and I'm gonna look at you for a good 3 or 4 seconds. I mean, like, you got me.
Talum is ready.
Okay, so I'm gonna start taking these in very intentional, just big steps back, and I'm gonna step back about 20 feet, and I'm gonna again drop down with both my fists on the ground, one knee with one foot, and I'm gonna build up my key, and then I'm going to haul ass,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna jump this again.
I wrap the ropes around my arms and like
I help
Damn.
as well. I start
Backpedal.
pulling the rope as he's running backwards.
Roll an athletics check. Go.
I think I might have forgotten to add. Yeah, I think I actually rolled better last time. So athletics is a 15.
15?
Did you add the D4 last time?
Well, I only gave myself +1, but I'm actually proficient at strength savings throws. So
Yeah, but did you add the D4 from Father T?
yeah, the second time I did add the D4, but so I would have actually rolled 2 higher. What I say, 18? So I actually would roll a dirty 20 last time.
Gotcha. Well, regardless, your jump is more than sufficient. You easily clear the lava, feeling no pressure. You feel Talum kind of like pulling you, but doesn't really have any effect as you land comfortably on the other side. You're all back together. And I'll say that from this distance, it is pretty clear to you, Siegfried, that your bag has been damaged, but still seems to be functioning.
I'm gonna, as soon as I stand up, I'm gonna kind of brush myself off, and I'm gonna hand the bag to Siegfried. Pretty sure that's not an egg.
You're muted.
So is there an egg within the confines of this temple at all? I have only read about this mission from my notes from Ileona. I don't know what we're looking for precisely.
Has to be in here somewhere.
Logan, are the buildings? Is there any like of all the structures we can see in the distance? Is any one of them like larger or taller or more significant looking than the others? Like, is the top right tower like taller or one more guarded than others looking, or just you know what I mean?
No.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, at least not from the outside.
Gotcha. Okay. Talon does not know where the egg is, but he thinks it is here still. Not only that, Callie is here, and he will find them both. I'm gonna start walking back as I'm like coiling up the rope.
Okay. You start walking back toward the entrance of the room. You see once again this, dragon on the ceiling. Got diamonds for eyes.
Okay, something is clearly up with this. The DM has mentioned it twice.
Look,
Think you can
Before-
help me, Zakin?
before
It
we
doesn't
start
look
stealing,
magical.
before we start stealing diamonds from temples, we have to check to see if it is trapped before, and it's just not worth it. It's up on the roof. I mean, why would kobolds be on the roof? It makes no sense. It's nothing but danger hidden up there for us people who are tourism, probably.
Can I inspect the columns? You said there's like carvings on them when we first came into the room.
Yeah, they're like carvings of dragons on top of each of these columns. They're like different heights, almost look like they've been broken off.
And it. No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, do the broken columns like put you in a situation to where if you were standing on one of them, you could maybe reach the diamonds?
Well, it looks like it, yeah. I mean, if you're that high up. But some of them are like too low for sure.
I'm gonna like throw the I'm gonna make a lasso and like throw it around one of the columns, like the top of it if I can, to make a
Okay.
rope to climb up it.
Roll a dexterity check.
Nice. 21.
Okay, 21. You're easily able to lasso this statue, and you begin pulling yourself up to it. And as you do, you pull and pull. The column begins shortening as another one rises.
I'm just gonna use my weight. Actually, Aiken. I like gesture for him to climb up to the other one that's rising, if he can.
I could try.
Before this goes too far, I am going to leave the room.
Easy enough.
You
You're
guys can have fun. I'll step outside. I'll shut the door as well. Tell me when you're done.
You're like reaching inside, pulling out like the weapon. It's just like a tarnished mess of like burnt stone. You're like,
if I turn it inside out, it like pours all the items out. Can I do that
Yeah.
and see what's left?
Yeah, it is just rubble remaining.
Well, sheet.
You're just very happy that did not blow up next to any of your friends,
Or destroy the bag.
because like the metal on the weapon is like melted. So you have a feeling that would have been very unpleasant.
Shit. Tuck that back in. Not gonna tell anybody that. It's all good. Doesn't matter. You know, what's done is done, and I'm gonna walk outside.
Okay. Easy enough. Aiken, are you trying to just climb up the other pillar?
Yeah, before I would have liked to take out the 4 pittons in the ground with my crowbar, and then just use both of them and just like kind of stake my way up like the second mission in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
It's a very specific reference, but I
If
get
you
it.
say so.
Cliffhanger, I believe is what it's called.
Hanger, yep. With soap
Wow.
and roach.
Wow, got the name
guys.
of the. That's insane. Okay, go ahead and roll a strength check with advantage since you have the pittons.
As this is going on, I'm going to start casting Detect Magic as a ritual. It's going to take about 10 minutes.
Okay. I'll say Oh, you didn't already cast the detect magic in the room. Okay. Yeah, so you get that going. Aiken, what did you roll for that strength?
At first I rolled a nat 1, but thanks to the advantage, I got an 11.
Okay, so you're able to climb up to the top here. It definitely, like, the ascension slows significantly with your weight, but Talum is significantly heavier than you.
Yeah,
So
just kind of like lean back in the rope to like.
So yeah, before too long, Talum, you have this pillar to where like you can stand on top of it. It's like, almost down to the level of the floor. And Aiken, you are about at the ceiling now.
Is it like, okay, so with the pillar,
Mhm.
is it next to, is this is the same room with the diamond eyes dragon, right?
Yes.
Okay, will I be within like arm's reach of it?
You think you might be? They're like maybe 6 feet away from you when you reach the top.
Yeah, it's about my wingspan.
Yeah.
Which is not good. Is the pillar, could I like set myself up so I don't have to like hold on or?
Yeah, you can just stand on it.
Oh, okay, is it flat? Oh yeah, I guess it's a pillar and that. Is it like a
Well,
column?
It's yeah, it's a column, but it has like this dragon statue on top. So it's not totally flat, but it's flattish.
Okay, then I will get into a position where I'm 6 feet away and standing without support from my hands. Getting these though. Um. Sure. I don't want to shoot him with arrows because that would not be good. I'm gonna look down to Talum. I'm up here. No, he is not down there. He has disappeared.
You do
Oh,
see that
no.
there is a pillar that would be like right underneath of them.
How, there's 8 pillars? Yes.
Yes.
Compare, so the one he's pulling, where is it at in relation to this one? I assume they're all in a circle.
No, they're actually like 2 rows of 4, and the
Oh.
one that the 2 that correspond and are interacting on each other are next to each other.
So it's like, okay. Is the one that is closer, like right under, just right in front of these ones?
Yes.
Could I jump it? Is it like, how far is the jump?
You could jump it, but the pillar like in front of you is currently like very low.
I'll say, Talum, I think we picked the wrong ones. I look to the next set of pillars, which are like literally right in line with the diamonds. Should I come down?
I just like step off of the pillar, or yeah.
Yeah. Instantly as you do, the Aiken's pillar begins descending, and the pillar you were on begins rising until Aiken is on the floor. He steps off.
Which I do. I move to the next one.
Yeah, I'll try
Let's
to
try
lasso
this
it.
one on.
Okay, roll another dex check for that lasso.
I'll have taken the rope off when it was at the lowest point. Ooh, a nat 1.
Okay, you epically fail in your attempts to lasso up to this stonework, and you actually break part of the pillar in the process.
Ooh.
Damn. Do you mind if I try that?
Very well.
Okay. Let's hope I don't get a nat 1. Just break the whole pillar.
Are you gonna lasso it as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. It's not that good though. Is it just a straight dex check?
Yeah.
It is 8.
Okay. Yeah. Once again, you're not really able to get it hooked on, and the pillar now is much more like jagged at the top. Like it looks like it's gonna be much more of a pain to try and make this work.
Try it again. I'm gonna try to like get the rope down and coil it up. Really focus on it. Just really
Roll
get it up
another dex
there.
check.
Okay, here we go. 13.
Okay. You're able to get it hooked on, but you can feel the pillar is like flimsy now. Like you've broken something important inside the pillar.
Okay. I'm gonna like slowly and carefully like kind of manipulate it, pull it down. You're gonna have to get on the other pillar first.
Yeah, I get on the other pillar.
You start pulling it down. Aiken gets onto the other pillar as it slowly starts rising. And then all of a sudden, you yank too hard. The pillar comes crashing down. And Aiken's pillar just immediately goes back to the ground as well.
How high was I?
You were still about 10 feet off the ceiling.
That hurt. Didn't feel good. I'm gonna just like, oh, what the?
About this time, I will say that Father T, your spell takes effect. In scanning the area, you do not detect any magic.
All right. Well, I cleared out any. Did what happened to this pillar?
I should say, I mean, you do detect magic on like your friends and things, but nothing else.
Okay. Well, is this destructive pillar, this destroyed pillar, is it something I can fix with mending, or is it too big? I assume it's too big. I can only get like 1 square foot with mending.
Yeah, I mean, it's far too large then.
All right, it's beyond me. There has to be another way. So does it just look like this dragon is like painted on the ceiling, and then it's got like these diamond eyes sticking out of it, or is it like
Yes, it's
mounted
like,
on the ceiling?
no, it's like that. How you described it the first time.
There's no other option. And I like, once again, with these 4 pittons that have come in great use, just start scaling the wall and like keep 2 spares in my back.
Okay.
Pockets.
Go ahead and roll an athletics check with advantage.
Every time there's a big noise, like when the pillar's broke and stuff, I'll creak the door open slightly and see if everyone's alive, and then I'll like close it again.
That is a 16.
16? Yeah, you're easily able to scale the wall.
Okay, so I get right next to the diamond eyes, and the 2 that I have, I like jam into the wall, and then I pull like the spares out and like try to, finesse it out
How are you holding yourself against the wall?
with 1 hand at a time. So
Oh.
I'm just like ripping.
just one arm holding yourself on this wall while you're trying
just
to
gonna
pry these diamonds.
I'm gonna stand below him, like ready to catch him if he falls.
Okay, I will say roll an acrobatics check.
Some trapeze shit going on.
Pretty much.
I can't think of a better way to do it.
Nah, I mean, sometimes things go wrong.
Keep hucking stuff at it.
7.
7. You're sort of dangling yourself forward here, and you get the piton at like the right angle, and you try and jab forward, and that momentum rips the piton from the wall that was holding you in place, and you go tumbling down.
Can I try to catch it like on the wall as I like slide down?
It's too short of a fall for you to have any reaction, but Talum, you can attempt to catch him if you'd like, though I will say it's probably gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's all right. What am I rolling?
Athletics.
Okay. That will be an 18.
Okay, 18. You're able to
Catching
catch
your
him
arms like
very
a
successfully. So instead of him taking the damage from falling, you instead will take the 9 points of damage as you just take him to the chest. Like, I mean, you catch him, but you also fall down due to the massive momentum.
I stand up and I like,
Is everyone alive in there?
I felt that wasn't that bad of a fall. I like see Taylor.
You see, like, Talum definitely has like a broken rib. Like,
Sorry
I'll
about that, buddy, and I offer a hand out to
Like
lift
kind of like
you up.
pop bones.
I'll hobble over and I'll
This one is
wave,
heavier than he looks.
wave my staff over his rib. There's another crack as the bruising and everything just reverses and shrinks before fading away. And I'll cast Cure Wounds on you
Demon magic.
to give you 6 points of healing.
See if this can help, and I'm gonna just do a medicine check on it. Like put some compression wraps like around the ribs.
okay.
I'm gonna stand over your. I'm gonna keep looking as you're doing it. I'm gonna critique your form silently to myself. Like
D4 plus medicine.
Thank you both. But what are you
that's-
doing?
Damn, D4
We need to
plus-
move.
That's crazy.
Why are we wasting our time on this?
7.
Very nice.
Last campaign. Hold on, I'd like to see. Fucking 70 had like a crazy medicine check. It was a D4 plus 15.
Yeah, there you go. It'll help you out. But when you have 100 hit points, yeah.
Yeah, I
We
guess
need
it
to
does
find
balance
Callie. Every
What?
moment we wait.
out.
I thought we were looking for the egg.
Are you sure you didn't hit your head, Taylor? Trying to get the diamonds. Grab his head, like just looking beneath the fur, like, as you would.
Stop it!
Do you
You can
think
get
you
the
could?
diamonds. I'm going to look for Callie.
Sorry.
I will scout ahead.
I,
Do you think you could just shoot the diamond down?
Perhaps, but they're stuck in there, and I worry that if them for their granted, we don't have much other options at this point.
I'm sorry. Who is this Kelly? I thought we were looking for the egg. At least it's what I have in my notes.
She is my friend.
Well, why is she down here?
Dalum is not sure. She is a drow, much like Spider Woman, but she has normal legs. If this makes sense.
Well, they tend to stay down here intentionally. Why are we looking to change that fact?
Dalum does not know that Kelly has ever been down here. She has never said before that she is part of the drow. Dalum always thought she was part of my clan. As long as I've known her, she has been. I thought she was dead, but Taylor must find her now.
I'm gonna head towards the door that we came in. Back out towards the main.
Easy enough.
And what of the egg? Is that not relevant anymore?
Still the mission. But
As
what
I
we're
reach the
here
door,
for.
I'm going to turn and say, "We will find the egg. The two birds stoned at once." And open the door.
Well, someone should probably go with him.
Probably here.
However, is my presence needed here? I look around. I look to Cole. You think you can hold it here?
I am more than happy to go with him. As I said, have quite an interest in drow culture. So, but you know, I don't know.
You go with him, Father G.
All right, I'll hobble my way after him.
The doctor and I will get these diamonds and egg.
No,
And gold, of course.
as mentioned prior, I don't think the diamonds are good. Nothing good comes from them.
And what do you propose?
I propose we do the task at hand. Again, I was not here when we started our journey. I guess I don't know what's going on.
Naturally, we're looking for the eggs, of course. I don't need to tell you this twice, but we have an inclination that the diamonds somehow offer insight to the eggs. The egg
Is that an inclination?
singular.
Or is it purely for
Just
selfish purposes?
you think so little of us, Doctor.
Not entirely. I feel it is impossible to have any lower view of you. No offense, of course.
That's why I said you think so little of us. Anyways, what do you propose over the diamonds?
I propose searching the nearby rooms for the egg.
Then That is what we'll do. Either way.
I will look in the top room first, see if there's an egg in there. If there's literally anything else besides that, I will stealthily back away and go to the other side of the room.
Okay. Entering the room to the north, you see that it ends abruptly in an area that looks to have been destroyed or perhaps underwent some sort of explosion. Huge cracks cut in the floor and reveal a pool of molten rock burning and churning below. The room looks to have once been a temple or a meditation room with specific religious iconography coating the walls, with kobolds and other dragonkin bowing to a gold dragon that's partially cut off by the damage. There is an altar and the remnants of 2 lecterns that may have once been used to preach. But no egg.
No egg,
Can I
no
do
people.
Doctor, would you like to investigate some more? I like start looking around. Like under things.
No, I'm satisfied. Tell me if there is a human woman or a draconic egg in here, though.
I don't think I'll be doing that. And I exit the room with you.
And then I'm going to go to the room to the south.
Okay. Opening up this doorway, you see that it appears to be a barracks or a bed chamber of some kind. You see one body sleeping in one of the beds, though as you approach, it is clear that it is dead. It appears to be one of these same kobold scalebeards, but either died in its sleep or was killed and left here on the bed. You'd have to get closer to see.
I would like to
Yeah.
approach stealthily and examine it with my medical proficiency.
Okay. Roll a medicine check.
God damn it. I hate this die, dude. 6.
I would like to approach him from behind in the most professional way. And I would like to say, you mind if I take a look?
It just looks to be some sort of perhaps asphyxiation.
I'm
Go
gonna
on
take
ahead. It's whatever.
Medicine will be 12.
12. Okay. You see Gol Seknik is entering the room. Admit that. You see that it is indeed a dead kobold, and in particular, you see that it looks to have been constricted to death, probably by the snake. Judging by just like his clothing and everything, it looks like maybe he was, the snake's keeper or like took care of the snake, but the snake turned on him and seems to have killed him in his sleep.
This is so much nicer.
I'm gonna. What are your thoughts on this? It's been.
It is the law of the jungle. The bigger animals kill the smaller animals.
Sure. Are we gonna consider every kobold here hostile?
No, well, yes. Well,
I need an answer.
I hope they're a non-issue. I want to avoid them at all possible, and to avoid any Achilles tendon cutting as far as we can, if that is all an option.
Sure. And I'll continue to look at the body. Do you do anything else?
Nope.
I, as you walk away, like, put my hand over his face and just, like, cut his throat.
Okay. The blood doesn't flow from the dead body.
Very nice. Confirm it.
Is this like the end, or does it continue out into the caves?
No, this is the end
Okay.
of this room. You have to circle back.
Well, see, we've covered more ground than we have this whole time, and we just had to walk a bit, you know?
We covered ground, but haven't really looked hard.
Meanwhile, the other 3 of you, are you going south or north in this outer ring?
Talum, slow down. I can't move that fast. Listen, I know how eager you are to find this Callie girl, and I am also quite eager to meet to find out more about this drug culture, but perhaps now is
Callie
not.
is not a girl. She is a woman.
Okay. But perhaps now is not the best time. I mean, we're stronger in one group of 5 than 2 groups. If we can get the egg, I'm sure everyone would be more than happy to accompany us to shave this woman. And that just seems like it would be the safer option. But if you really insist upon going now, then I will accompany you.
Do we go north or south?
I don't know. We came in from the top
western.
left.
Yeah, yeah. We're kind of in that like little circle ring thing in the top, I would think.
Yes. From what I understand, the beginning of this ring is kobold territory, and outside of the ring is drow territory.
Father T, do you think that the drow would pay atonement by other drow or kobold?
Do I know anything about drow atonement ceremony?
Roll a history check. Actually, roll a religion check.
Religion check. That is going to be a 16.
A 16. You don't know a lot about the specifics of drow culture since it is so, secretive. But atonement probably, especially with that specific word choice and the way that you received the information from the Drider you were speaking to, you assume that it is other drow who are receiving this atonement from her. It's likely a way for her to make up for mistakes that she's made.
I relayed this information.
If we think she is being held by drow, then she'll be here. And I point to like all the parts that aren't like the cleaved stone, but rather the cave structures, kind of on the southern and southeast portions. I say we go south, look through the drow, find her. Perhaps she knows where the egg is. Then we have one more in our party. She is quite capable.
Or, alternatively, we rescue her. All of the drow get upset, and the kobold and the drow are against us.
Caleb wants to say he does not care, but he realizes perhaps we will die if they do hate us. I have to see her, Father T. I have to at least see her.
And I'll say at this point, Gold, just having traveled a little bit with Talon and stuff, Talon's usually not the kind of guy to be this convicted about much of anything, maybe besides food and safety. And you have a feeling that he must have really strong feelings for this woman.
I have to admit, I'm a little lost right now because I was having some equipment difficulties. I have no idea where we're at and what we're doing.
No worries. So right now you're just in the hallway talking, and basically they're debating whether they should go after Callie, who's the drow that was friends with Talum in the past, or if they should continue looking for the dragon egg, or what exactly the plan is.
I'm with Taylor. I will go with you, my friend.
Let us find the others. We will go south. We will look for Callie. We will find this egg. And like I said, get 2 birds stoned at once.
As you say this, I'll say that Aiken and Dr. Siegfried have just completed their search of the rooms that on the exterior there, and they walk out to see you still standing in the hallway. And that is what we're going to pick up next time as we delve deeper into the Underdark portion of this dungeon.
Very cool.
So